If you want to live on the cutting edge of technology, there is one device that you should check out this year, the Samsung Galaxy Note Edge. We have it in our hands for a full-on review and we'll take a look at this unique, peculiar curved rim that acts as a secondary display on the Galaxy Note Edge, all of its benefits and the device as a whole. Is it any good? Let's find out. The curved rim is what defines the appearance of the Galaxy Note Edge. It changes the way you hold the phablet and the way you use it. It requires you to pay extra attention to the way you hold the phone and do it in a specific way in order to avoid accidentally pressing something on it. Also, it forces the lock key to be moved on top of the phone way out of reach. Save for the bent rim though, the handset is designed very similarly to the Note 4. It has a similar sturdy metal frame, a faux leather plastic back cover that you can easily peel off, and a slight camera hump. Up front you have the large physical home key that houses the fingerprint scanner. Nestled in the bottom left edge of the Note Edge is the signature S Pen. It's the same one as in the Note 4 and it's now easier to take it out. The Note Edge comes with a 5.6-inch Super AMOLED display with a Quad HD resolution and an additional 160 pixel wide section for the Edge itself. Technically, this means that the Note Edge's screen is a bit sharper than its sibling Note 4, but in reality both are similarly sharp, making for even tiny text to appear very crisp. The Note 4 was Samsung's first phone with color-accurate AMOLED screen, and the Edge follows in its footsteps. In its basic mode, the screen is very accurate, though not perfect, and the color temperature is pretty natural, just slightly bit on the cold side. As other Samsung AMOLEDs, you can select between different screen modes, and the default adaptive mode still flaunts punchy but overblown inaccurate colors, for those who want them. The screen can also get very bright, up to nearly 500 nits, and this contributes to very comfortable outdoor viewing. The curved wraparound section of the Note Edge screen is tiny in comparison with the large 5.6-inch main display, but this tiny complementary screen packs a lot of interesting and new functionality. First, we ought to say that the Edge itself can act as an independent, secondary screen that you can wake up without turning on the main 5.6-inch display. In order to wake the Edge screen when the main one is off, swipe left and then right. The rest of the time when the main screen is on, the Edge display acts as a complementary screen that can hold up to 7 different panels. You can pin things like quick shortcuts, notifications, information from apps like Yahoo Sports, Yahoo Finance, Facebook, Twitter, and so on, and you can even pin small games that you can play on that display. Each of these panels comes with 2 menus. Swipe from the top to bring a selection of tools like a ruler, stop clock, countdown timer, flashlight, and sound recorder, and swipe from the bottom to access the settings for the Edge display. In addition to all of this variety, you can also download additional panels from the web to enable things like S-Planner, RAM usage information, and so on to be displayed on the Edge screen. You also have the Express Me panel, a special panel that is displayed when you have the lock screen on, and it basically allows you to put your own text and image as a way to personalize the experience. The Edge screen is clearly a gimmick in the sense that it seems designed with the clear intent to showcase the possible futuristic implementations of AMOLED screens and to attract attention, but it is also a testing bed for such a somewhat crazy idea. Apart from the mere coolness though, it's hard to find any substantial improvement in usability and functionality that comes with it. Having quick shortcuts to apps always at hand is probably the biggest one, as it makes multitasking faster, and quick glances at it to see missed notifications and save battery by not turning on the main screen are also nice, but using it as a ticker for other apps just doesn't make any sense when you have the larger screen at hand. The Note Edge runs on Android 4.4 KitKat with Samsung's TouchWiz custom user interface on top. We've seen TouchWiz evolve to a brighter and less cluttered version in the Note 4, and those looks are retained in the Note Edge, but the whole interface is transformed, subordinated to the secondary Edge screen. All controls for Samsung first-party apps have now been moved to the Edge where possible. Playing and pausing music, for instance, happens on that Edge screen, and the change is as profound as to have the static row of icons in the home screen removed altogether. Basic functionality, things like calling and messaging, have not been affected by the Edge screen, and you have pretty much the same experience in those apps. Then you also have the swipe-based fingerprint scanner on the Note Edge, and accuracy on it is decent but not great. The S Pen, signature feature of the Note series, comes with all the improvements we've already seen on the Note 4. The new S Pen features double the sensitivity. It now detects 2048 levels of pressure compared to 1024 on the Note 3. Can you use it to take notes as you would usually do on paper though? Not quite. Despite being more accurate for handwriting, the S Pen still draws and writes with an annoying lag. Finally, you have all the new sensors from the Note 4 on the Edge. The UV meter and the SpO2 blood oxidation sensor in particular. They contribute to a more health-conscious lifestyle and integrate well with the health and fitness tracking of the S-Health application. Under the hood of the Galaxy Note Edge hums the powerful Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 system chip with the same 3GB of RAM as you'd find on the Note 4. In daily usage, the Note Edge is a fairly smooth performer, but that occasional TouchWiz stutter is still there. While the difference in CPU performance with Snapdragon 805 and the new Crate processor is not all that big, the Adreno 420 graphics chip is a big step forward. Now, it is capable of maintaining the same frame rates as last generation's 1080p devices on this new Quad HD powered phone. The Galaxy Note Edge also comes with a plentiful 32GB of internal storage on board, more than most other smartphones that come with a 16GB starter model. You can also expand on that initial storage allowance via microSD cards of up to 128GB. You have a choice of two pre-installed browsers to surf the web on the Note Edge, a custom Samsung-made solution and Google's mobile Chrome. Both get the job done similarly well, loading web pages quickly and scrolling as well as zooming is snappy. In terms of connectivity, the Note Edge features 4G LTE and other options include Bluetooth 4.1, dual-channel Wi-Fi, GPS and NFC. The Note Edge also has an infrared beamer with a companion app that allows you to use your phone as a remote control for your TV, air conditioner and other electronics. The Samsung Galaxy Note Edge comes with a 16-megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, as well as a 3.7-megapixel front shooter. The camera app on the Note Edge is also very similar to the one on the Note 4, with a notable exception. It's the Edge. On the Note Edge, the on-screen camera shutter key and some other key settings are displayed on the edge, on that rim itself. What this does is free up space on the main screen so that you have the full display to better compose your shots. When it comes to image quality, the Galaxy Note Edge captures some great looking images with pleasing colors and an impressive amount of detail. The 16-megapixel snapper also does a good job with dynamic scenes, and indoors pictures turn out pretty sharp with low levels of noise, and color rendering is also nice. Now, if we were to compare images from the Note Edge side to side with the ones from the Note 4, the similarity is striking. They turn out nearly identical. The 3.7 megapixel front camera does a decent but not stellar job with selfies, and by default it does apply a beautify effect to images that you can adjust. Turning over to video, the Note Edge can record 4K at 30 frames per second or 1080p at either 60 or 30 frames per second. 4K looks great, with nice colors, rich in detail and with a high bitrate. Plus you get to use the digital zoom option, and digital zoom looks much better in 4K. 4K does have its small quirks though. It can still record only 5-minute long clips at most, and you have to keep in mind that those recordings turn out very large in size. The spacious 5.6-inch screen of the Note Edge makes it a great device for media consumption, be it watching a movie or browsing through images. First, for images, the Note Edge is a particularly good fit because of its nicely calibrated display that shows photographs as they were meant to be seen. The stock Samsung Gallery brings cloud integration as well as a nice 2-column layout for easier navigation in your image gallery. Sound quality via the single loudspeaker on the back of the phone is fairly loud and clear, and you can even hear some depth to tunes, which is nice. Call quality is fairly good on the Note Edge. The earpiece is sufficiently loud and voices sound mostly clear and natural, but if we had to pick the nits, we'd say that sound is a slightly bit muffled. On the other end of the line, call quality was not as good. It is sufficiently loud, but there is an audible hiss to the sound. The Note Edge has a fairly spacious 3000 mAh juice pack, slightly smaller than the 3220 mAh battery in the Note 4. Our impressions are that the phone can easily last throughout a full day of use, even under heavier use, and battery life is similar overall to that of the Note 4. And if you're not using it very intensively, you can expect 2 days off the charger, which is definitely a good achievement. Finally, we ought to make one thing perfectly clear about the Galaxy Note Edge. It comes with a very steep price tag, costing nearly $400 on a 2-year contract or $950 as a full off contract price. This is a device that will sell in very limited quantities, but it's an experiment that's worth making. You can see this curved edge has some neat functionality, but it is more of a gimmick rather than a functional improvement. And if you like gimmicks and show off, why not try the Galaxy Note Edge? It definitely delivers on that front. It's also a very snappy, very powerful device, on par with the Galaxy Note 4 for most part. It's got the same processor, a similarly capable camera, and a pretty long-lasting battery, so on the whole, it's a nice package. For a more detailed review, make sure to go to PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.